you so much for staying with us tonight. Tonight we're discussing Plateau State and the giant strides in road construction, agriculture and transportation. And I've been speaking with Musa Ashims, Commissioner of Information and Communications in Plateau State. Honorable Ashims, thanks a lot for staying with us on the program. Now let's talk about the development strides of Governor Mothwang when it comes to road construction. What's the governor doing to fix that sector?
Thank you, Olajimoke. But I think we need to talk about our Special Agricultural Processing Zone, SAPZ, where we are hoping that the African Development Bank is going to interfere with the sum of $300 million so that we'll begin to process all the farm produce that we have on the plateau. You know, we have an advantage of our weather, our fertile ground, our fertile soil. And when we go back to roads infrastructure, the governor just thought that the Jos Bukru metropolis had bad roads. And in our first year, we thought that it is wise that we fix roads. So as we were fixing roads in all the communities that you used to think were beautiful while we were growing up, we realized that we have fixed 43.7 kilometers of roads already. And in the past, there are areas that do not get government attention. And when we came in, as you were talking about carrying people along, we fixed those roads because they are on the plateau. And the accolades we got from the people became a tonic for us to do more. So the Plateau State Road Maintenance Agency has done a lot. Roads that were abandoned have been fixed. Roads that we hitherto were in a sorry state have been fixed. If you come to the Jos Bukru metropolis, you hardly find potholes. And if you come to the highbrow area in Jos, where we call Rayfield, work is ongoing. If not for the rains, we would have covered mileages. But being that is May, this is a governor that understands development. This is a governor that has seen development. This is a governor that is developing Plateau State, and the people are happy. You know, the mandate that we got, the governor had promised Plateau people that he's going to give them governance in a different style, in a different way and pattern. And that is what the people are seeing. When you come to Jos, you will see that we are test running CNG, compressed natural gas tricycles, where you can take 6 passengers. When you come to Jos, you realize that the railway system, in Lagos you may have red line, yellow line. In Jos we have railway, because that is what our people are after. You know, those of us that are in our 40s, maybe we've never had a train ride, but courtesy this forward-looking governor, courtesy this deep thinker, courtesy this leader who came with an agenda and a manifesto and a template for development, today people within the Jos terminus to Bukru can join trains. Just go get your tickets, and when you slide it on the machine, you are off. And again, the Plateau Express service, the managers of the Jos Metro buses, the managers of the Plateau riders have done a lot. If you come to the Plateau riders, the fleet of cars that used to come to Abuja Jabi Park, in the past they were obsolete, they were old. If you're not careful, the journey from Jos to Abuja, the car can break down twice or thrice. The man in charge of that sector has given it a new face, and you can see that we have new Sienna buses that you apply just to Abuja without hitches. And again, when you come to Jos, you'll see metro buses. I remember the general manager of Federal Housing Development, who was in Jos. He said Jos looked like UK for him, that he had lived in the UK. He just saw metro buses on the plateau. And we have designated bus stops. Our people are beginning to think like we used to in the past. You know, in Jos, we had the Tin City riders in the past. Then, lo and behold, when we're supposed to develop better, we're moving backward. Some people decided to put us on the reverse gear. Then we have a governor that wants to accelerate the development of Plateau, and he went and brought these German machines. And when we brought them to Jos, there were issues. We had glitches. The parking spaces were not enough. The Jos Metropolitan Development Board swung into action. And of course, the Plateau Environmental Protection and Sanitation Agency, PEPSA, in collaboration with the JMDB, made sure that we cleared illegal occupants of our roads, made sure that we cleared people who were plying their trades by the roadside. Even though it's a killian, some of them are still there, but we are hoping that as we continue with this aggressive developmental stride, they are going to leave our streets. So now you have just city metro buses, you have railway working, you have parking spaces on the plateau. When you go to Kugia, you will see the aesthetics, you will see the serenity. If we want to have investors on the plateau, there are things we must do to as a state, and we are doing those things. And the governor is giving everyone the support that they need.
So what is the governor
interfaced
doing
with religious bodies.
Honorable Ashams, what's the governor doing to attract investors into the state?
Ojumoke, it will interest you to know that the government and people of Germany were on the plateau to see what they can invest, because a plateau is ready for investment. You can see the solid minerals we have on the plateau. Somewhere in most parts of Nigeria do not have. The acting ambassador of the U.S. to Nigeria was on the plateau. And a lot of business investors, interested parties have come to the plateau. And we've created a robust environment for them. We've created an ambience of peace, of tranquility, so that their businesses will thrive. And as a government, we are going to do more. If you come to the special agri-processing zone, you will see the beauty of Plateau State. You will see our landscape. We are dedicating thousands of hectares, if they can use it, for such services. And you know that investors, when they come, they are concerned about their security. They are concerned about the hospitality of the people. And as far as Nigeria is concerned, there is no state you go to and enjoy hospitality than Plateau State. Yes, you know, we are a home of peace and tourism, yes. If you come to the tourism sector, even though we are cubicling ourselves to road, transport, and agriculture, if you come to the tourism sector, the Hill Station Hotel is going to experience some intervention. The tune of 8 billion naira or so has been dedicated for that in a public-private partnership, so that when you come, you're going to have an eco-hotel too on the plateau, so that when you come, you're going to have a beautiful and serene environment. When you come, you're going to see the Abuja of Jos, or the Jos of Abuja, in any way you want to have it. So we have a governor that is ready for development. We have a governor that has the template. We have a governor that has come prepared. We have a governor and the people that are ready to see that Plateau enjoys a significant growth. And that is good enough. If you check the index when we came in and what is obtainable now, you know that we have had significant improvement. And our people are happy. It will interest to know, Jumoke, that some of us are unrepentant apostles of development. And we have a leader who is leading us without fear or favor,
all right,
who is leading us to glory, who is changing our story, who is making sure that Plateau people are very, very proud of leadership. Jumoke, if my governor were here in the studio, I know you would have learned a lot from him, because my governor is highly intelligent, razor-sharp intelligence.
All right. So, I mean, I see that the governor is very particular about agriculture. So what is this administration doing to make agriculture attractive to young people?
Like I told you, we've exposed the Plateau Youth Council into agriculture. We've invited youths from all the local governments. We took them to a training session where they were exposed to new techniques, modern techniques. And we're hoping that we'll get loans for them from the Bank of Agriculture. We want to make agriculture lucrative, because this is one area that we have comparative advantage as a state. Because if you go to all our local governments, they have one thing or the other that they are good at. And it will interest you to know that the maize wheat cluster has been expanded, so that more people will be engaged in such farming. We have 17 local governments on the plateau. If you go to Kwampan, for example, they have advantage in yam and rice. If you come to Barikiladi, you will see maize and Irish potato. If you go to Mangu, the same thing. If you go to Basa, you will see that their land is very, very accommodative to maize. If you go to Shandam, you will see that they have yam and rice. If you go to Lantan South, you will see that they have guinea corn and wheat, like that. And every local government on the plateau has an advantage. If you go to Jos East, you will see that cassava and fonio, which we call acha in our local parlance on the plateau, also grows. If you go to Riyom, if you go to Wase, if you go to Kanke, if you go to Pangshing, if you go to Jos South, all the local governments on the plateau have a particular crop that grows. But we're not cubicling ourselves to that. If you get strawberry from Chaha in Jos South local government, it's out of this world. It's extraordinary. It's beautiful. It's sweet. It's succulent. It's juicy. You don't find it anywhere else.
So let's talk about education. What's the governor doing to revive the sector and improve education in Plateau State?
Not long ago, we set up a committee to look at the curricula of all our tertiary institutions, and we brought the former Vice Chancellor of Bingham University, Professor Williams Barnabas Curix, who is from Kaduna State. That's to tell you that we are open to professionalism. We're open to people that have what it takes to work for us. We do not cubicle ourselves to Plateau people alone, because he's been an academician right from Ahmadu Bello University to other institutions, and he was Vice Chancellor at the Bingham University. So a committee was set up to look at the curriculum. And again, it will interest you to know that when we stepped into governance, there are courses that had failed accreditation. As a government, we did all we could to make sure that they gain accreditation. Even institutions that are owned by federal government, for example, the dental department or dentistry, in the dentistry department in the University of Jos had failed accreditation. As a government, we intervened and we made sure that we acquired 13 chairs for that unit, and today they are doing well. So as a government, we'll continue to do well. If you realize in the past, people from Plateau go to other states to study because of incessant strikes. But since we came in, we've been able to have a robust relationship with the academicians and non-academic staff to make sure that our children, our youths, our students enjoy a hitch-free academic ambience community. Basically, that's what we're doing. So as a government, we'll continue to do things that will promote the educational sector. And you recall that we had an exchange, not an exchange program. Our governor was in the US and he got slots for our students, postgraduates, to go out there too and expose and expand their minds. And of course, when they come back, it's going to be in the interest of Plateau State. So the education sector is getting a lot of attention, be it secondary or tertiary. Not long ago, secondary school students from Plateau State were in Kenya for athletics, and one child, a 13-year-old from a local government called Pangshing, came second. You know how the Kenyans are. But a Plateau man broke in and he got a medal.
All right, Honorable, let's look at other matters because there are growing concerns by Plateau State residents over the absence of pipe-borne water in many communities. So what residents are saying is that politicians prefer to sink boreholes in their communities instead of connecting them to the government's pipe-borne water system. So what is PRUWASA and Plateau State Water Board doing to address this challenge?
We have unbundled the Plateau State Water Board into clusters so that we have effective distribution of water as far as Plateau State is concerned. It gives us visual constipation to see people pushing wheelbarrows with jerry cans on the plateau. And as a government, we're not happy with that situation. It is not good for us to begin to say that we cannot surmount these challenges. Yes, as a government, we have fixed 10 things that will make sure that our people get water. We are even registering consumers so that it's going to be like electricity today. You're going to have a meter that everybody will get water. Some people consume this water without paying, and it costs the government a lot of money to bring water to their doorsteps. It will interest you to know that when we came in, we were owed about 700 million because of the chemicals that government bought and didn't pay. And as a government, we have offset all of that. All of that has been offsetted. And I will continue to make sure that our people get water. We are going to then dredge some of our dams because the number of persons on the plateau in the 70s, 80s, and 90s has escalated. The number is not the same anymore, and the dams have not been dredged. And it will interest you to know that the consumption of water has escalated, it has heightened, and as a government, we're not oblivious of that. The governor, when the people of Jos East local government paid him a courtesy call, said we are going to expand, we're going to dredge the Lamingo Dam, which is in Jos North, and of course the Yakubu Dawan Dam, which is in Rat, and to make sure that our people get water. Because when you sink boreholes, the area of coverage is not enough. People should sit in their living rooms and have running taps. People should have showers in their houses. people should be exposed to enjoying water. So the Lantang South, not just in Plateau, in Lantang South, the soil there, even when you sink boreholes, they collapse. So as a government, we've done environmental impact assessment, and contractors have gone there to check how we can resolve all of these issues, so that under our watch, under the watch of His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, if the issue is not resolved entirely, at least to a point that people will enjoy water. Because if you come to Tudun Wada, if you go to Holishe, if you go to Bauchi Road, if you go to Tina Junction, you realize that our people have this water issue. But as a government, we have set all the things that we need to set in motion to achieve a just Bukuru metropolis that has water. So basically, all of that has been fixed.
All right. So when should residents of Plateau State expect some changes to this challenge?
You know, it's ongoing, and these are rainy seasons, so we have alternatives. So when we go to the dry season, that is our focus. That is when our people should enjoy water better, because now there are alternatives.
All right. So, Honorable, why is there no functioning state assembly in Plateau State?
Did you say there's no functioning state assembly? There is right Honorable Gabriel Dawan Kudemga.
No, there are allegations
a functional state assembly on the Plateau.
But there are allegations that the Speaker of the State Assembly inaugurated 9 of the 16 lawmakers, and there have been issues about this.
I wouldn't want to speak about the House of Assembly. We have more than 9 in the House of Assembly, and the Speaker is eminently qualified. The House has a committee chair on information. You can invite him. Funom Joshua is in Jos. He has access to them. He's a senior correspondent with TVC. He can talk on their behalf. I do not speak for the House of Assembly. I speak for Plateau State government.
All right. I mean, you're the Commissioner of Police. That's what I'm asking you. I do apologize. You're the Commissioner of Information. That's what I'm asking you this question. Please. Well, do you agree with those who have said...
There is a functional House of Assembly on the Plateau.
But do you agree with those who have said if this matter is not addressed urgently, it poses a threat to security in the state? And how is the governor intervening in making sure that this does not escalate?
Which matter are we talking about, Lajumuke?
The State Assembly matter.
You will speak to the Speaker. I told you now, we have a Speaker, a very young, dynamic young man. He can speak for the House. We have a House Committee on Information. The House just reshuffled its committees. So it was the man from Kanke that was House Committee Chairman. Today is Kwarpo, Silvanus, Honorable Silvanus Kwarpo, that is the spokesperson of the House. So Funom Joshua knows how to access him.
All right, so talk to us about Greater Jos Master Plan.
The Greater Jos Master Plan is harped on having a beautiful Jos, people building with plan, so that it will work on the vehicular traffic on the Plateau. If you come to Jos hitherto, you will find people parking indiscriminately without where to ease themselves, and sometimes they make our overhead bridges their toilets or where they take their bath. And again, you know, sometimes when you have commuters and drivers, sometimes you have illicit activities. And as a government, we're looking at the beauty of Jos, we're looking at our environment, our ecosystem. And as a government, we thought that it is expedient that we open up our city, because if you go to all over the world, cities are becoming beautiful, cities are becoming compact, cities are becoming, you have access to a lot of stuff. And we thought that because the land is green, that is our mantra, we need to make Plateau green, we need to make Plateau beautiful, and we engaged stakeholders and we expanded. So Jos South, Jos North, Jos East, Basa, Riom, and Barikiladi have been captured in the Greater Jos Master Plan, and we are not going to toy with the beauty of these places. When people want to build, they must take their building plan to the Jos Metropolitan Development Board for approval or otherwise. If you want to have a store, you have to take the plan to the Jos Metropolitan Development Board. building is good when you have money, but you shouldn't just start building just because you have money. There's an agency, there's a board that looks at all of those things. For example, you cannot just build on our waterways. For example, the PEPSA is making sure that our gutters, our waterways are clean, and people coming to make it dirty will not be accepted as far as Plateau State is concerned. So we want to make sure that our city is beautiful. Yes, we know that we have population explosion. The number has escalated. More people have relocated to Jos because of our peaceful nature. Most people who face pogrom in other parts of Nigeria, if they're looking for heaven, they come to Plateau State, they come to Jos. So we must plan our city. People cannot come and build 4 houses on one plot. People cannot just build indiscriminately. People cannot just park. For example, if you have trailers, you cannot pass the city of Jos between 8:59 to 5:59 a.m., 8:59 p.m. to 5:59
All right, Honorable. So if
park outside the city, when it's 9 o'clock, you have access to the city.
So if Executive Order 003 is also prohibited traders from doing business on sites not designated for such, because I hear some citizens are unhappy with that. Are there plans to build more markets in strategic locations within the states, I mean, in a bid to stop street trading and provide more facilities for commercial activities?
Yes, if you come to the Faringada vegetable market, you realize that people abandoned the market and they prefer to ply their trade by the roadside. It's not as if there are no alternatives, but because certain persons are just, I don't know how to put it, certain people don't like coordinated environments. They don't like controlled environment. They just want to behave as if there's no governance. And you know, Plateau State is not a banana republic. Plateau State, people don't like to be led. They don't want to be governed. And if you go to Gadabu, Rukuba Road, you realize that there's a market, but people prefer to go under the bridge or on top of the bridge to expose their wares. They feel customers will see them quicker and easier when they go to such places. In Terminus, Jos Main Market, for example, we created an alternative for them, even though it's a temporary arrangement because it's a construction site, the bombed Jos Main Market. But people prefer to come to the roads. And as a government, we will not take all of that. We must make our city clean. You know, if you don't make your city clean, you might not like what your city will become. And as a government, we realize that we need to do that. If you go to Bukuru, there are stalls already, there are shops. When you hire a shop, somebody will come with his wheelbarrow and put in front of your shop and is selling goods that are inferior to yours, but they are cheaper. And you see like a layer of them in front of shops. And we thought that that is not wise. And as a government, we have gone into public-private partnership with some organizations, with some investors. In Mangu, for example, we're going to have a new market that takes care of grains. We have clusters like that. You know, when you come to Jos, you will hear Katako. It means that is where you get woods. You hear tire. That is where you go to get tire. But today, the market is jam-packed. It is a collage of everything. You hear Kasuan Nama. That is where you go to get meat. And, you know, people have temporary structures by the roads where cars are supposed to be parked. People will come there and build shops. So they further cubicle the road. And that's not just the only issue we're addressing. We're also talking about stray animals. If you allow your animals to stray, government will take possession of them, except if you want to have them, you pay 250,000 naira to get your animals back. We must have a coordinated community. We must be governed. We must be orderly. We must act as human beings, as civilized human beings.
All right, then. It's just a year and 3 more years to go. We wish Governor Mothwang all the best in this administration. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've been speaking with the Commissioner of Information and Communications, Plateau State, Musa Hashins. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jimoke. We have 7 more to go by the grace of God. God bless Plateau State.
All right. We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for watching.